Hi, I'm Jeff. This is Carey, and we are the survivors of the Sioux Hustler Trail trip in 2010.
September 2010, we took a nice big hike up in the boundary waters of northern Minnesota, and the first leg of the trail, the first trip of the leg of the trail, I guess, that we took should have taken us probably 3 hours max to get to the campsite. Well, there was a little problem and we got misplaced. Not lost, but misplaced.
Directionally challenged.
Directionally challenged. We were misplaced because we had a compass and a map, so we weren't lost. And we ended up taking about 6 hours to get to our location that should have taken us 3, maybe 2 hours. And we were spent. It was really deep bush, but along the way we had a good time. I sat on a rock that had a beehive under it.
Well, that was after about 4 hours in. You were pretty tired.
That's true.
And we did months of planning before this actually took place. And I got to hand it to Carey because he had maps.
I did have a map.
There's a story about the maps when we run into the hippie hiker chick who had better maps than us.
She let us know too.
Yeah. The first part of the trip, I had told Carey we should bring machetes because it's always served me in the past to work with machetes when I'm out in the woods. And I was kind of second guessing myself because they're kind of heavy. But we found out we needed them, extremely needed them to get through where we had to go.
Yeah, I've been a hunter all my life, and I've never been through as thick of bush as we were through.
I hope you know it's just sounding bad. Every time you say bush, I'm just going to...
Well, I like bush.
Okay, well, it works.
And not the president.
Hey! We really got off course. We followed a moose trail. We had a compass direction where we needed to go, but we're off the trail. We just had to get to the trail, which was
west.
West. Yeah, I was going to say east, but west.
The river and the trail were both to the west, so we just decided to keep on our compass until we found it, and eventually we did. And along the way, I shot my first red squirrel to eat. Well,
not on the first shot, mind you.
Not on the first shot. It took like 4. And
it's legal to hunt up there, by the way. It's legal to hunt squirrel.
Yeah, and I actually got the squirrel. I tied it to a string on my walking stick, and brought it back to the camp, our first night camp. But the first night that we were there, we were so bushed that I didn't actually cook it, and so it hung from my stick all night long outside of our campsite.
Bear-infested woods, mind you. This is the woods where there's bears everywhere, and they warn you before you even go up there. Don't leave food out at night.
And so I wake up in the middle of the night, and I hear rustling around out there, and I felt something brush by my head, give me a little drop kick, and heard something over by my pack, and I thought I stayed up for like another half hour because I was thinking that we were going to get eaten by bears because I left that damn bloody squirrel hanging from my stick.
Didn't decide to wake the rest of us up to try to just figure we'd all die in our sleep.
Yeah, well.
The next day was fine. We did much better the next day. Figured out where we're going to get to go to on the trail because you can only camp in certain designated areas up there. It's illegal to camp off the trail. And we come to our surprise that most people who go up into the woods up there go by canoe.
Yeah.
The people we'd meet portaging their canoes across the portages were actually surprised that we were actually hiking up there with just a backpack.
Yeah, and the DNR and game wardens kind of laughed at us when we asked them if there was anybody else who hiked the trail.
I didn't get a good feeling.
And she said, if you get lost, just head north, and when you hit water, wave your arms, and the helicopters will get you, because that'll be Canada. So, but that is the first kind of leg of our trail, and we've got many more stories to tell about that. But instead, I thought we should pitch you our idea for a show.
Because we're going back. We've already decided we have to conquer the trail.
We are going to conquer the trail. It's 32 miles. We can do that pretty easy.
Round trip, 32 or 35 for the whole trail, but we're going to do the whole thing this year. We've been planning already. We got better maps.
Better maps.
The map story in itself is funny. But
you'll have to ask us when you get us to the final interview.
Yeah,
that's
we'll
all
tell
there
you
is to
the
it.
map story.
So anyhow, our idea for a show is just us. It's called Two Dudes in a Bush.
Because we're not experts.
We're not experts, and that's the problem with reality television these days. Is you have your though I love him, Cody Lundeen, you got Dave Catterberry, you got Les Stroud, and all these guys, Bear Grylls, all these experts of survival and everything out there. And that's what they do. They know how to do this stuff. They drop them in the woods and they film them practicing these things. What happens if you put two dudes with marginal knowledge of survivalism and all these different skills out in the middle of the woods? What happens?
Actually, using the skills we've watched from TV in our experience. So I think it's a great idea, and I think the American public would rather see some entertainment for some real people out there rather than experts.
And good looking.
Absolutely.
So just, call us up, get us to the final interview. You can offer us our own show at that time, or put us on this show. It's just fine. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, sayonara.
Thanks a lot. Take care.